With the upper ranks Kizuki appearing, the Hashira need to be properly prepared. Thankfully, they have their Nichiren weapons to help them make the battle easier. Some wield the traditional katana, while others have opted for modified versions or different weapons to better suit their fighting styles. So let's see the top 10 blades owned by Hashiras. Number 10. Shinobu Kocho, the Insect Hashira, Stinger Nichiren Katana. Shinobu is a special case among demon slayers and the Hashira. Her physical strength doesn't allow her to be able to cut even a low-level demon's head off, so she had to find another way to kill them. Her weapon is specifically designed for her lack of physical strength and is designed to inject the demons she fights with the poisons that she creates. While it certainly takes skill to wield it, it won't be of any use if she runs out of it. The chances of her running out of poisons are slim, since her sheath doubles as a mixer and loader. However, when it comes to physical power, the sword doesn't have much, but works perfectly for Shinobu and her fighting style. Number 9. Takonji Urokidaki, the former Water Hashira standard Nichiren sword. The man who trained Tanjiro and the current Water Hashira, Gyu Tomioka, to be some of the best demon slayers in the current generation. Urokidaki was known to be a very strong member of the corps during his days as a member. He was able to incapacitate the hand demon during his youth, and it seems like his blade didn't break from this. Number 8. Kyojiro Rengoku, the Flame Hashira, standard Nichiren Katana. Poor Kyojiro was only around for a short time, but he's not forgotten. He probably would have been able to defeat Akaza, the upper 3 Kizuki, had he not used most of his energy to protect the passengers on the Mugen train. His sword endured a lot during his fight with Akaza, from punches to chopping off limbs. Kyojiro put up an excellent fight and came close to decapitating Akaza, but sadly his sword wasn't able to go through all the way. It was able to cut through Akaza's torso and limbs easily, but his sword just wasn't able to cut through his neck. He certainly had the strength, as shown when he held Akaza in place, but it still wasn't enough. Number 7. Gyu Tomioka, the Water Hashira, standard Nichiren Katana. Gyu is a pretty strong Hashira, so his sword has to be tough. He's taken out Rui, the lower 5 Kizuki, and helped Tanjiro fight against Akaza, the upper 3 Kizuki. His sword broke during the fight with Akaza, but Gyu still managed to use it to help Tanjiro. He threw it at Akaza's head, piercing it. This would be the final battle for Gyu's blade as a whole, but it served him well. Even after it was broken, Gyu was able to use his water-breathing techniques, and it didn't break anymore after that. For about half the final battle against Muzan, he continued to use it until Sanami tossed him a new sword to use. Number 6. Sanami Shinazagawa, the Wind Hashira, standard Nichiren Katana. Being one of the strongest Hashira, Sanami's sword matches his appearance. His sword is very durable and lasts throughout the series. It had no problem piercing through the box that Nezuko was held in. He fought against Kokushibo during the final arc of the manga. His sword was able to clash with the demon's blade and not waver or break during this battle. Kokushibo is the second most powerful demon, and his sword is more durable and sharper than a normal Nichiren sword. Number 5. Mutiro Tokito, the Mist Hashira, standard Nichiren Katana. The anime hasn't shown much of him, but manga readers know that this young Hashira has a lot of power. He is the only one who took out an upper rank Kizuki by himself. It lasted through his fight with Gyoko, the upper 5 Kizuki, and Muichiro had no problem decapitating him to finish their fight. The sword also lasted throughout most of the fight with Kokushibo, the upper 1 Kizuki. The young Mist Hashira used up the last of his energy to stab his weapon into the upper 1 Kizuki. He turned the blade red and burned the area, making it so Kokushibo couldn't regenerate. This ended up being one of the reasons why his allies would win the fight. Number 4. Obanai Iguro, the Serpent Hashira, Twisted Nichiren Katana. Fitting his image and title as the Serpent Hashira, Obanai's sword is perfect for his style of fighting. The sword fits perfectly with his slithering movements while fighting and made it tough for his opponents to defend against. With all the twists and turns that he does for his serpent-breathing style, he was able to stand on equal ground with Muzan during the final battle. He played a huge role in the final battle and was able to back Muzan into a corner despite being blinded and having serious injuries. His sword was able to become red after awakening his Demon Slayer mark and lasted him through the fight. Number 3. Tengen Uzui, the Sound Hashira, Dual Nichiren Cleavers. Fans are getting to see what this flashy Hashira is capable of in the anime. Matching his eccentric and over-the-top personality, Tengen has a pair of Nichiren cleavers that are connected by a chain. Despite their rather large size and appearance, Tengen is able to effortlessly wield them and make quick strikes, such as when he beheaded Daki and she didn't know it. He can wield both blades with one arm thanks to the chain holding them together. Number 2. Mitsuri Kanroji, the Love Hashira. Whip Nichiren Katana. She might have a delicate appearance, but no one should be fooled by this. Mitsuri has a rather unique weapon that she uses to fight demons. Her Whip Nichiren Katana fits her fighting style as she is one of the most flexible Hashira, if not the most flexible one. Despite being the slowest runner, Mitsuri's attacks are faster than Tengen's attacks, who is the fastest Hashira. Her blade can cut through lightning and sound waves from Hatengu, the upper 4 Kizuki. Thanks to her flexibility, she doesn't have to worry about injuring herself and is able to use her weapon to its maximum capabilities. Number 1. Gyomei Himejima, the Stone Hashira. Nichiren Spiked Flail and Axe. A pair of weapons that are fitting for the strongest Hashira. Instead of a standard sword, Gyome uses a spiked flail and axe to take out his enemies. It's a very strong and durable weapon that takes a lot of skill to use. Because Gyome is blind, he uses the echoes of the chain to help him know the space and movements around him, thanks to his acute sense of hearing. The chain was durable enough that Kokushibo couldn't cut through it, and had to fight at close range. Considering that Kokushibo is the second most powerful demon alive, this is quite an accomplishment. It wasn't until the final fight with Muzan that the chain of his weapon began breaking. However, it wasn't without reward, and Gyome was one of the key factors in defeating him. So that's it for today. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more such crazy content.